Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 8th of March for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. Also, if you'd like to have a one-to-one personal consultation with me, please see the link below and check out my testimonials. And also, if you'd like to ascend above the Zodiac sign astrology and embrace more serious astrology, you can do so in a very affordable way by checking out my reports. You can get 30% off a year's forecast and a character analysis combination. And again, please see the link below, all based on your time, date and place of birth. Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your in-depth horoscope forecast for week commencing the 8th of March. Now, of course, your sign is a Zodiac sign 3, house 3, if you like. It's to do with instant communication, being very quick-witted. Your ruler is Mercury, and Mercury is very much at the heart of the story as this week begins. If you remember last week, Mercury was aligned very positively with Jupiter, the planet of growth, in your 9th house. This may have seen you thinking differently about information, about your web presence if you have one, even if it's your personal profile on a big social media site. You may have wanted to change things up a little bit. You may be more open to higher education, or if you're someone who really loves travel and it's been very difficult not to move around in the way you would like, this week could see you making some longer term plans, and Monday can crystallize some of the things you were doing last week can come together very well right at the start of this week. It could even be around a contract, quite frankly. But for the rest of the week, the big action all centres on the sign of Pisces, which for you is your 10th solar house. And the 10th house is how you're perceived by people in general. It's how you interact with your local community. It's professional aspirations. It can be about goals and ambitions. And to have the sun here aligning with Neptune suggests, as it is pretty well all week, and then in conjunction with the new moon, which occurs on Saturday, but also Venus is in the mix as well, but more towards the end of the week. So if you put Venus and Neptune together, it can create the potential for a real spiritual uplift. And so something quite magical could unfold for you around a job, but particularly if you work in some kind of caring profession, or you are a healer, or you're a spirit guide of some kind, a light worker. If you work in those kind of areas, this can be a very important week. After some weeks of real challenge and stress that has been created by the fact that we've had those squares between your 12th house and the 9th house of your situation, that's amplified any kind of sensitivities that have been bubbling away. Now, of course, now Mars is in your sign. It's giving you fortitude. It's giving you greater physical energy and drive. And that's good. And it's not in a squabble with those planets in the sign of Aquarius. So that all brings us right up to Saturday and that new moon. So if you are applying for a job this week, don't feel that you have to crush your inspiration in order to get the pragmatic result you want. So if someone's asking you about your qualifications, for sure, tell them about, the pieces of paper that you've worked very hard to achieve. We've been very dedicated, but also tell them about some of your ideas. Tell them about some of yourself. Tell them about how you want to invest in that role or that situation in a more humanistic way. It might feel a bit risky, but you might actually just catch the imagination of the person that you're connecting with. If you employ people or you already have a job, your ability to think outside the box and be imaginative and creative is going to be really applauded, unless you really are in a job where they do want you just to focus on the very specific function. And if that's the case, this week is kind of saying to you, don't turn your back on that job, because that job is honourable, it requires hard work and application and pays you money. But think about how you might ally with that job, some interest or hobby, which does bring in all this potential to be more imaginative and more inspired, because you really can have a sense, and a major psychic antenna, if you like, an intuitive feeling of where things are going for society as a whole. It's not just because of the North Node or the Mars being in your sign now. It is because of this set of influences. So trust your judgment. Dare to be a little different. If you can't be different in the current role and you can't see how you can reach your goals and ambitions, think about how you can bring some different approaches in. But your ability to understand what the world wants, is ready for, and how that need can be met is really quite considerable. Don't underestimate what you bring to situations, Gemini, because I feel from this week and for the next month, something quite significant can change for you around that role in life. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Stay safe, good luck, and goodbye.